Hello, welcome to today's testing. One of my commenters here, I'll go take a screenshot of his comment. They requested, I don't know what kind of pronouns you prefer to use. This is 2024 after all. I'm not trying to get shut down. But he requested to do another gel testing video, this time with the 4 layers of denim over the block of the Winchester Defender, 147 grain bonded jacketed hollow point. And I figured I'd bargain a little bit more than what he was requesting. He just wanted to see another review done through the layers of denim. Since then, I have actually also decided to pick up a 4.7 inch barrel. So this will be a 2-for-1 with the chronograph running over. I gotta take that denim down, that damn wind's about to blow it off. Got a new tabletop. Of course, the legs blew out. Let's not talk about how the legs blew off of the table. So currently there are no legs on that tabletop. Bad things happen to it. If you want to watch the original, I do have that video on my channel that was done with the 3.2 inch barrel. Same exact testing. We're 10 feet away as per SBI protocols call 4. That's a little weird sounding. Protocols call. Yada yada, same thing. Only difference this time is there will also be a 4.7 inch barrel included. A little bit more velocity. And the denim that I'm gonna go strap down or gelatin block tested in at 3.25 inches of BB calibration. So we're well within the margins there between I want to say it's around 3 to 3.5 inches, so we are smack in the middle of that. We'll go back, check through again. Before anything does start to happen, got a little bit cloudy. Actually rather cloudy, not bright enough for any high-speed testing. Still might try and do it. I'll end up messing around here for a little bit. I'll go temp the blocks. Last time I temped the blocks, they were a little on the warm side, coming in at about 45, 46-ish degrees. I just watched the denim blow away. But our BB calibration still held up at 3.25 inches to the end of the BB. Chronograph's hooked up to the phone as usual. That way you'll get to see the exact velocity as it comes into the block. Don't actually show that in my videos, but I do that. I just don't show it. It's typically hidden a little bit closer to the end of my table, and a lot of the times I'm actually shooting down at 25 yards, so in my camera pans I don't even end up showing it. Yeah, that out of the way. That cloud said it was going to rain and snow today. So far none of that happened, but we're not getting any sunlight. It is cloudy. Looks like it's about to. Those are some dark gray boys up there. I'm going to go get some tape or something, figure out how to attach that, and we're going to be rolling. So that proved a little bit different. It's actually good that we tried this. So there's our pair of jeans. That's all what I did right there. Just opening that up. It's our entrance hole, real small, tiny. There's that wind picking up. You're probably not able to hear a word that we said. That's 2 layers, layer 3. Out to layer 4. Still relatively tiny hole. Going in, looking at our entrance hole right there, also real tiny. The big difference compared to the last time though, there is no expansion happening till right there. Get ourselves back on our tripod here. Zoom in. a little bit. And if I go give a quick measurement, about 7, 6 3/4. We don't peak until a little over 9 1/4 inches. Actually, we'll leave that looking like that. Where did we come in at? That went fully right at 18. Still 18 inches total penetration. We're looking from back there. Should be able to see some. I'm going to take you off the tripod. Yeah, there it goes. Take you up close here. Right around the 7 1/4 inch mark. There's that gust of wind going, blowing everything that's not bolted down over. We're just gonna wait this out. Hate this kind of weather. Okay. Right around the 7 1/4 inch mark. It starts to look like it's expansion, but it actually just flipped over. We follow the track. There's our bullet there right at the 18 inch mark. There's our BB calibration right next to it. No expansion, so we'll have to dig that out there, but I think that did plug. Granted, I mean, it still went 18 inches in. Around the 7, I'll take a snapshot off of that, take a little screenshot. So, we just briefly snap up the measuring tape. And just kind of redneck math here. There's still a good 4 5/8 inches of solid tumbling happening, and really that cavity, good, I'd say about 6.5 inches on top. Not going to be able to see anything too good. We'll rotate you off to the other side. I think it even dulls it out a bit more, but due to sunlight conditions, I wasn't able to go full high speed, but we were still able to crack some off. Chronograph lied to me. That's that cloudy, poor sunlight visibility. I know it was bad. It told me it was like 700 some feet a second. I'll go rewatch, or actually I got them down on my paper notes. I'll be able just to reread through my notes there. I want to say they're around the 900s. That's where these ended up coming at. 4.7 inch barrel. I'm gonna spin the blocks around. We'll try it from a more full size instead of a compact barrel. May not make a difference. It's what I'm actually gonna try and figure out today. Looking good. Alright, this time chronograph gave us a more appropriate reading, 1,045 feet a second out of the 4.7 inch barrel. Would have loved to run the dual camera today. Somebody was a dummy and never brought an extra SD card. So, going off of this one though, that added 1.5 inches of barrel definitely could have played some different results. Taking a quick look at our little denim sheet here. I have to find a more proper way. Naturally, there's a hole going through it. That hole actually kind of looks the same as the compact barrel. Our entrance though tells a little bit of a different story. And we see that cause right at around 1 inch there, expansion starts to happen. And that expansion peaks looking at about the 3.5 inch mark, seems to peak, and it continues until about 7.25 inches. That's when it kind of starts to die off. It goes, path never crossed, and her bullet is right there, looking at about 17.25 inches. Well, flip, seems it might be a little clear on this side. We'll get the measurements. There's our bullet. We'll get this tape off out of the way there for you. So that's her expansion, compact bullet, calibration BB. See the spirals of the petals as it cuts through with the rifling. Would be her 7.25 inches right there. Continues to go, and it ended up at 17.25. Getting backwards, I have to go recheck the original testing, see if it also ended up backwards, but both of them did end up flipping backwards, which I find a little interesting. I'll give another retest here. I'm going to try putting it off to the right more with the 3.2 inch barrel. Maybe we'll get a more accurate chronograph reading. I'll put another one, try and focus it top right. Alright, we're going loud with audio this time, no high-speed testing. Chronograph is up and running. We're going to go switch up the barrel. Put a third one down. Still fairly lined up over. No adjustment should be needed. In that video with the ATF agent. Kind of funny. Okay. Looking over the chronograph. Check. And up the watch glass. 941. That sounds about right. Hopefully I did put that in straight enough. It didn't just blow out the side. Nope. Close. Definitely close, but we caught it. Oh, that's cool. I'm not even going to touch that. It is ripping as I'm looking at it. Oh, damn, that's cool. Huh. Came close. It ripped. But we did not lose it. Tape measure. Kind of seen a little rough at times right there. Let's just scoot everything back together. Get our tape measure hooked back up there. Doing this one-handed. My non-dominant hand too. Make it real easy. What are we seeing? 15.75. 15 sixteenths, looking like about 15 and 15 sixteenths. Total penetration. Our expansion window came in at sub 1 inch this time, probably around half an inch, almost instantly into the block. See, we don't have as rapid looking as a wound track compared to that 4.7 inch barrel, though in terms of actual length of cavitation, that right below it is the 4.7. They carry about the same, right around the 7.25, 7.5 inch mark in terms of total cavitation. So if you're running a compact barrel, minus you'll be about 100 feet a second slower, an inch and some change less in penetration, and total cavitation will be a little shallower, but the length of cavitation is still the same. That's actually some nice, damn, okay. So we check in right there, you can see all the denim that got pulled in, assuming that's what would have plugged our first one. Second shot though did not plug. Sitting right there, that torn even more. I can touch it, it is free. Have to switch the macro to see that. So that is cool. About 100 feet a second difference. You guys would have heard it. I believe it was 941 feet a second. That is 50-50 with the compacts. I know I only took one shot with the 4.7. So I'd say it's there, it's possible. In total, 66%, 2/3 did still expand, did still pass 12 inches minimum penetration. 1 out of 3 did not, though I did acted a little bit like a Full Metal Jacket, except whenever it tumbled would have been further in the backside. Interesting. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'll go dig these out now. I think I'm done with this block. Go get you guys measurements. I'll post them in here. I'm just giving the outro right now. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Never thought of doing denim tests before. Do have some other carry ammo that I keep. If you guys want to see testing with that too, you know, I'm sure I'll get around to it either way. But alright, thank you. Have a good one. Alright, I just want to point this out though. Look at that sun shining now. Look at all those clouds. None of those clouds are here anymore. Nope. Full sun. We got full shadows being cast. Never happens whenever you're actually trying to paint something. So, what we got there on our left, right there, however that wind did not go away at all. Right there. See how well this focus will hold up whenever I'm zooming in. I think we're losing it. Will it refocus on it? Probably not. That is our 4.7 inch barrel. I went back, started rewatching. Turns out I was a bigger dummy than what I even thought I was at the beginning of the video. I never turned on the high speed. So that came in full speed, standard 60 frames. That is our 4.7 inch barrel. And right here is our first shot out of the 3.2 inch barrel. No expansion, a little bit right in the nose right there. You will find an itsy bitsy tiny plug of denim. Probably should do this in macro. But just the itchiest plug of denim right there. I'll take a picture of that afterwards. The rifling engraving does seem a little different. It seems a little bit shallower. I don't know if that's just me, any other reasons that might have caused that. Maybe that chronograph wasn't lying. Really feel like it was. I mean, unless that actually was only in the 700 feet a second. It's still ejected though. Personal experience, 147 grains. Even in the low 800s will struggle to cycle. So 700 and it's still cycled like that, unless they're using unbelievably fast powder, which I doubt. That almost have to be like plastic explosives. There's no way it would have cycled. And furthest on the right is our second attempt with the 3.2 inch barrel, which did expand. You can see right there, got a dirty fingernail in the picture frame. And got our calipers out here. We're going to go ahead, take a measure. We're going to start with the unexpanded shot number 1. Okay, calipers are zeroed. So our unexpanded comes in at 353, 354, 355, 35 on the dot, 348, 3475. So numbers that are lining up with the bore. 348, 3475, 3530. So shot number 1 did not have any expansion. Our second shot with the 3.2 inch barrel, one that did expand, still has a minute amount of gelatin on them. Just trying to brush them away real quick. Actually gather some pedal data. 54.54, 5525, 0.5475, 0.556. Get that down in there. I'm pushing on at 555 now. So a little over half an inch is what we got out of that. And if we pull up to the 4.7 inch barrel, .555, 0.562, 0.5655, minutely larger, 0.555, 0.525 or 0.5525, 0.5465, and I believe right there, hopefully that made it in the frame before it fell out, at 0.568 is our max. Another way, oh man, that wind's trying to blow that off the table, no way. We measure height, 0.4940 for the 4.7 inch barrel. 4940, 4940, 4905, 498. So in terms of expansion, the added 100 feet a second really does not. We'll measure what the unexpanded came out here. Never know who actually might be interested in knowing that. 0.675. Or, excuse me, 0.6765. Knew something was wrong when that came out of my mouth. Missed the 6. Okay, got that closed back up. General, I'm gonna cut this real quick. I'm gonna go scale these. Still got a little bit of gelatin on them. I'll pick them off. Might make a couple tenths of a grain difference, but I'm gonna go scale them. Maybe I won't even cut. I'll just give live. So we'll start with these two. Okay, unexpanded 147 on the dot. Expanded came in at 147.5 due to probably whatever leftover gel is left up in those 6 petals. And out of the 4.8 inch barrel, we came in at 148.2 grains. Also added to the minute amount of gelatin that is stuck up inside of those petals right there. Overall, very slight differences between the 3.2 and the 4.7 inch barrel. At least whenever you are shooting this, these are the PDX-1 projectiles. I don't, at 100 feet a second difference for 1.5 inches of barrel length, what did we end up losing? 3/4 of an inch off of our total penetration. We lost 3/4 of an inch, and there was 100th of an inch difference in maximum expansion between the two that did expand. And being a very small test subject, maybe I just got lucky off of that first one out of the 4.7 inch barrel. Maybe the added 100 feet a second was all that it took to make it expand. Looking off of the one that didn't expand, it's honestly not a full plug. It's about halfway plugged. I don't know. That's all it takes to limit the expansion with these. If that chronograph really did give a false reading on impact, gave us about like 740 something, which would be extremely low. Paying $1 around, these were $19.99, so a little over that actually. 60, add $1.20 up onto that, so $21.20 for a box of 20 of these. They're a little over $1 a pop. I'd hope consistency's better. I have done my own personal shot string testings before through a full 10 shots, and I saw nothing to those degrees of variance. Really feeling the chronograph just misread on that shot. So you never know, that might be the 1 out of 1,000 that doesn't work. I am that kind of unlucky person. That out of the way though, this is our part 2, including the denim testing there. So started to learn a little bit of how to keep the denim stuck onto the gel block. Future, I'll probably just also include that in with whatever kind of expanding videos I'm looking at. I can also do other barrier kind of testings. I do have some plywood sitting around here. Don't know if it's exact, but I can plane it down 2 3/4. Steel testing, I can shoot through steel, maybe not exactly 20 gauge unless I can find a local store that is selling 20 gauge steel. But I do have other barriers we can put these through. Again, final conclusions. Differences going in between the 3.2 and the 4.7 inch barrel. I want to see any difference personally between carrying the added 1.5 inch, besides out of the extremely small sample size of one did expand, where we had 50% in the sample of 2, being also the first one that didn't expand. It's the only caveat that goes with that there. It's not a full plug, so I don't really know where to go from there. Do with that what you will. Thank you, and have a good time. Subsonic 308s, 230 grain bow tails, 1,070 feet a second. These are average. I just want to kind of watch what they look like going down. That's a 100-yard 10-inch plate. We'll just watch them go lands. You gotta love subsonic ammo.